Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to A Crafter's Story, and thank you for stopping by. I wanted to share something with you that I figured out by mistake. So this is watercolor paper, and I had some leftover. I was working on a different project, and I had some leftover food coloring in my trays, and I didn't want to waste it, and already had been mixed up and had water in it and it was diluted, so I just dumped it onto the sheet, and it happened to be green, and I spread it out, dipped my paintbrush in water, spread it out and covered the whole sheet. And when the sheet was dry, I accidentally dropped a drop of water on the sheet, and I didn't notice until I'd come back, and it had made the circle, and I thought, oh, I like that mistake. So I embraced the mistake, and I've made this, and I've decided to call this my emerald night sky, or emerald stars in this emerald sky, anyway, something like that. So I want to show you how I made the mistake because I want to repeat it. But I'm going to use different colors, and I'll make just two smaller ones with two different colors and see how it comes out. We'll put that aside, and I have a smaller piece here. I'll move it this way because I think you can see better. So I've got some red here, a little bit of color, a little bit of water. I'm going to put some water in the red because I want to dilute it. It's going to be too strong and it's not going to spread, and there's not enough in here. I have a little bit of blue here because I didn't know if I could possibly do like a little bit of a purple, just to keep life interesting and mix up a few colors here and there. But I want it to be a more sort of overall color. I'm just gonna I'm worried it's gonna be too much because I didn't plan this. It was a mistake, so a good one obviously, but I'm just gonna see, dump it everywhere. All right, put that aside. Let's get my brush out, my bigger brush, wet it. We just get this mixed all over the sheet, and I can always put on a second layer if I feel like it's not dark enough, which I think might have to happen, but let's first see how we go. Let's turn that a bit brown, so I'm not too keen on that, but maybe I can just add a bit of red. Okay, it's okay, maybe this is okay, let's see. But I think I'm going to get my red out, my food coloring, and I'm going to add a bit of red to my little, say 3 drops, maybe 3 drops is enough. A little bit of water in here, and I didn't tape down the paper, so it's warping well and truly. But that's okay. Don't want to touch it with my hand. I've got a Q-tip here. I'll hold this down with a Q-tip. There we go. Okay, I'm going to just cover the page and get as much of the reddish brown now onto the page, and then we're going to have to leave this to dry. So while this one's drying, I will do a second one, and if that's not dark enough, I think we're going to need a little extra red. What the heck, there's enough water on here. I'll just go directly on. Why not? We'll just go on directly. Let me hold it down again. Okay, suppose that'll have to be enough, right? Okay, and I'll just do a plain old blue on the next one. So let me put this down carefully. I'm always careful with this food coloring because my gosh, it stains like nobody's business. So let's get this away, and I will come back with the next sheet that we're just going to do blue on, and there's a little white mark there, and then we'll leave them to dry. All right, so they are dry now. I kept adding some red food coloring straight out the bottle, and because the paper was warped, it pulled in areas. So I've got some dark, some light, and at first I was like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. But you know, I think let's see what happens, and maybe it's really nice, maybe it's really only okay nice. Anyway, so let me stop talking. So I'm going to take just a regular watercolor brush. It's not a fancy one, it's one of my cheaper ones, and I wanted this pointy tip because I'm going to dip it in some water on the side here and drop. And I want to make that a bigger drop. I'm just going to add to that drop. And this is what I'm going to do throughout. Oh, that one splashed a little bit. That's okay. I didn't mean for it to splash, but maybe I'll just splash it anyway. Okay, so let's get a couple of drops on here. Okay, so all the water droplets have dried, and you can see where the water touched the paper, it bleached it. So we've got all these wonderful little raindrops, water drops all over our page. It's showing up more on the blue than the red, but once I've taken my Uniball silver, which I'm going to use in a minute, and you know, the color of your gel pen is your choice. It could be white, gold, silver, depending on your background. Could be black. Black obviously wouldn't show up as nicely on the darker colors. I don't have a white right now, so I'm going to use my silver. And let me show you. Put this aside. Everywhere where there was a drop, I'm just gonna run some, I guess, like little stitch marks around each of my little drops of water bleach, I guess you could call it. And in that way I'm making little stars. To me it looks like little stars in the sky. And you could use these papers, these, you know, as masterboards, and perhaps photocopy it, or just cut up because this is quite nice sturdy watercolor paper, it's 140 pound. Use it as tags or something, or gift tags, anything that you feel you want to use it for. I think because I like the little bit of shimmer that the silver pen gives me, I'm probably going to cut these up and use them as tags in a journal that I'm working on. Maybe some pockets, or maybe, you know, in a collage somewhere. So pretty quick and easy, you guys, and it's so pretty. I really this is one of my happy mistakes. I used to make a lot of mistakes, and some of them were happy. Some of them were like I don't know. Not so happy. This one was a happy mistake. I'm pleased that I dropped the water on my papers, on that green one that I showed you. I actually loaded my green water droplet on, well, I called it emerald, what did I call it? Emerald raindrops. And I loaded it up onto my online store. I have an online store on Society 6 under the same name, Our Crafter's Story, and I will put a link to the store in the description below. It's a new store, only started it about week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I'm pretty proud of it, actually, if I have to say so myself. It's a work in progress, and I'm working on designs constantly for it, but I'm happy to have it. Okay, so here I have a double drop, and I can choose to go through this or all the way around. I'm going to choose to go through the first one and then just around the second one, but otherwise it's going to look like a beanie baby or a peanut before it's shelled. Okay, so let's get with this red one. I kept going back. I kept thinking, oh, it's not dark enough, it's not going to bleach enough. So I kept going back with more of the red food coloring, and so you've got this marbled effect because it kept pooling in places because the water, I had so much water on the paper that it was curling up, and but it's okay. I think it's still gonna look good. I'm trying to be quick here, and so that we can see the final results. I think in the areas where I've got a lot of the food coloring, it's going to be a little, it has the possibility of staying sticky, and I don't know why it doesn't want to dry. Maybe it's just too thick. So my tip of the day on this craft, you guys, is just don't do what I did. I just went a little crazy and made it a bit too thick. It's also picking up, I see, on the silver pens. I might have to go over in places. So thinner is better, and maybe layering would have been better. But I think I'm lucky in that this one is still turning out okay. Oops. Almost there. So I would really love it if any of you guys do decide to try this. Come and join us on our Facebook page and share your ideas, share your project, share pictures. Let us know what you're working on, and the description or the link to our Facebook page. It is a private group. It's in the link below. So you are always welcome to come and join us. And not to promote any online stores. We don't promote anything on the Facebook page. We just share ideas. And last one. Done. There you go. I think I got them all. Yep, I think I got them all. Oh my gosh, I definitely am kind of, blue is my favorite color, so I'm kind of leaning towards this blue one, but I can see how this red one could look really nice as a card somewhere along the line. Let's see if I can scoot the green one in on the side here a little bit, and you just get an overview of the three designs, of the three colors, like that. How's that? Oh, let's see if I can fill up the screen. Just like that. You can see what they all look like. There we go. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me on my little splash journey. Food coloring splash journey. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.